recorded live in Jacksonville, Florida. This is Trivial Warfare. More than just a pub quiz, Trivial Warfare is your gateway to a worldwide trivia community. Join your hosts, Jonathan.
We just described Ric Flair as Neanderthal Man and Planet of the Apes.
Chris.
Yo, we going down to Sesame Street.
That's your impression of hardcore rap?
Carmela.
That would irritate the hell out. I'm like, I just want my groceries. My ice cream is melting.
Ben.
4 halogens in that list. Oh my God.
You were like, it's not the halogens. I'm like, no, Ben, no.
Those damn halogens got me again.
And the rest of the Trivial Warfare Army for another week of fun and games. Now here's your host, Jonathan Oakes.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Trivial Warfare. We are the podcast that takes the pub quiz out of the pub and brings it home to you. My name is Jonathan, and I've been throwing off Chris's rhythm as he imitates my intro by going faster and slower. Chris, how the hell are you?
Hey, it's good to be back on, Jonathan. How you holding up?
Doing good. Can we get an update on Angie?
Actually, if you listen to the, I would say, epic episode 350 or Tree Fitty that we had just a couple weeks ago.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yes, you found out that my wife actually had knee replacement surgery, and she's since we're recording just a week after, she's doing a lot better. She's moving around fairly well. Just needs to work on her quad muscles so that she can be able to get up and down on her own a little bit. But for those of you who are thinking about her, I appreciate it. And thanks for everything, y'all. I appreciate you. But other than that, Hollister family's doing good. We're ready to rock and roll, and hopefully she'll be. Actually, I need to close the door in a second so that she can take a nap instead of hearing my loud voice talking. So while you introduce our awesome guest, I'm going to go close the door.
All right. So today we have, as Chris said, some awesome guests. Doug Putt is with us today. Hey, Doug.
Hey, Jonathan. How you doing?
Doing great, my man. How are you?
I am swell. Happy to be here.
I'm glad you're here. You're joined by Pate Hagerman. Hello, Kate.
Good morning.
Good.
Happy to be here.
Good morning. I am glad you are here as well. And the one and only Pate Hogan is joining us today. Hello, Pate.
Hi, guys. I'm glad I'm glad to be alive. I won't lie to y'all about any of that, but I'm ecstatic to be recording again.
Heck yeah. Now, I tell you what, we might have made a mistake, Chris. How did we not put Kate and Pate on the same team?
Oh, that's so true. The Kate and Pate connection.
Pate. The Pate Kate.
Yes.
I mean, that's
like
just
the rocket sock connection.
It's strong. But I want to get to know each of you a little bit better. So, Doug, we'll start with you. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm Doug. I'm from Frederick, Maryland. What I do is I'm a damage adjuster for a large insurance company. Something fun about myself. I was having trouble with this, so I asked one of my buddies, Bobby. Shout out to Bobby. He listens to the show, and he said, you should tell the story about how a couple years ago, I was at a party, and this guy who I'd never met before comes up to me, and he goes, man, I'm just really intimidated by you. You just have such nice muscular legs. And I was like, thanks, man. And he goes, well, my girlfriend just really likes muscular legs, and so I'm just a little intimidated. And I was like, well, I don't really know your girlfriend, but, that's cool. Fast forward, that's my wife, Noah.
Oh, no. No. You stole the man's girlfriend with your legs?
That's not really that's not how it happened, but it's just the coincidence is just.
That's amazing.
Man, you must have really strong legs.
At one point, I may have. I mean, I was fresh out of the Marine Corps, so I was working out a little more regularly than I am now. But it's just a really funny.
That dude he knew too. He's like, oh yeah, I'm screwed. I'm so screwed.
She does like strong legs.
So a question and a follow-up. So the question, Doug, is, are you still friends with this person, or is she still friends with this person? I
had never met this guy before in my life, so he's not a friend of mine. And from what I hear, I don't want to talk smack about him. I hear not great things about him is what I hear.
Okay, fair enough. So your wife stepped up, so she's good with her choice. So that's fantastic. The second thing, Jonathan, this is just my little commentary on this. That might be the best interesting story we've heard in 352 episodes. That's fantastic.
I mean, we've had some good ones. I'm not going to rank them, but that's a great
wrong.
story.
Yes, that's awesome.
Right.
Peyton Kate, sorry, you got to follow that one.
So now, we have Doug Crazy Legs Putt. Is it Putt or Put? Is it Putt or Put, Doug?
It's Putt. Like
Putt.
golf.
Okay. Crazy Legs Putt. Got it.
Sexy Legs.
Well, no, I'm not saying Sexy Legs. He's Crazy Legs to me. All right, Kate, tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I am from Bath, Michigan. It's a little town right next to East Lansing. Go Green.
I heard it's very clean there.
Oh, yes. I think you made that same joke the last time.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
I'm a high school teacher. Right now, our family is hosting an exchange student from Germany. So that's something that's been cool for us to do this year. We're really enjoying it. I would definitely recommend it. It's kind of funny because way back in March 2020, when quarantine and lockdown first started, my teenage son at the time was very frustrated. He couldn't have friends over. He couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't do anything. Just being stuck at home was pretty rough for him. And he actually got angry at me that he didn't have a twin brother.
Oh my!
He said, if I had a twin, I'd have somebody to hang out with. I'd have somebody to play basketball with or whatever. So that was like a legitimate concern that he had. So when we were looking through the possible students to host, this one kid who was recommended came up, and as I was scrolling through his application, I noticed that his birthday was the exact same day as my son's. So I said, this is a sign. We got to do it.
Oh my God, that is so cool.
I know. 2 16-year-old boys born on the exact same day living in my house that are not related to each other.
I love it.
It's like, that's the closest you're going to get.
Do either one of them have really muscular legs? We don't want them to go meet Doug.
They both do, actually. They're both great athletes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, okay.
As a collection, Jonathan, as a collection of people, this might be the most interesting. Oh my gosh, that is fab.
What is now? Okay, so can you tell us what is this magical day? What is the birthday they share?
This March 13th, which also coincidentally was the first day of our lockdown here in Michigan. They're both born on March 13th, 2005.
March 13th. That's a good 16. Day. That's a red letter day.
That's right.
All right, very cool. And last but not least, Pate Hogan. Tell everybody where you're from, what you do, and something fun about yourself.
I am from New Madrid, Missouri. It is on the New Madrid fault line, and I am the technology coordinator for our local school district. I don't know if this is fun or not, but during my recent hospital stay, I survived 2 hours of CPR continuous and 14 paddle shocks.
Okay, so let's back up for everybody who doesn't know anything about it. 2 hours of CPR.
Yes.
Rotationally, I assume somebody would have worn themselves out. This was in a hospital.
One nurse.
One nurse
stayed on top of me for 2 hours.
Where was
she
this?
She legitimately saved my life. It was at Barnes Hospital in St. Louis.
So you were coding, and she was performing CPR. Why did? God.
She jumped on top of me and wouldn't quit, and they gave me 14 paddle shocks, 2 of which I felt. I do not recommend ever feeling a paddle shock in your life.
I don't understand. And I must be not the only one, so I'm going to go ahead and ask, because this is, first of all, miraculous, and I don't want to overlook or understate that.
Correct. No, you're good.
Miracle we're talking about here, which is really, really cool. So if you're coding, it means you don't have a pulse. I guess it doesn't. You're not technically dead, though. Your brain still has electric activity going on. So you felt it. So even though you're coding and you're on the edge of life and death, you could feel it still.
I felt 2 of them, of the 14.
And what does that feel like?
Oh, my God. The interpretation on the TV shows where the guys, people, women, whoever jump, legitimately flop up out of that bed. Uh-huh. It's that. It's not far from.
Like every part of your body exploding at once.
Just, you just boom, yes. All that electricity running through your body. They had to put me on life support and get through that, insert a device to help push against my heart. They go to take that out and take me off life support, and I code again, this time for 40 minutes. They shove me back on life support and shove a device back in me. I recovered from all that, The doctor comes in. He's like, yeah, but the previous plan we talked about, we're throwing out the window.
Yeah.
We're going to give you an LVAD, and basically the left side of my heart has a motor attached to it now, and it pushes the blood to the right side of my heart, which then sends it to the rest of my body. Now, I guess an interesting fact is you can't take my blood pressure anymore.
Oh, wow.
You have to use a Doppler to get my blood pressure, because if you put me on a cuff, it will read 5,000 different numbers.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
This is one of the coolest stories I've ever heard. In a really, it's one of those where I can't help but be so interested because I know you. And what I mean, for people who have been listening forever, they probably don't. I remember very specifically. Pate is the first person. Pate is the reason we started a Patreon. Pate literally, when we were just maybe a hair over a year old, he sends me a message. Didn't know the guy, never heard of him, never met him, never anything. Right? Sends me a message like, "Hey, dude, can you tell me how I can buy the crew pizza next time you're recording?" And I was like, I don't know, right? I didn't have a PayPal set up. I didn't have anything set up. So we figure it out, and he PayPals me a little bit of money, and I buy pizza for everybody on the recording day. And that was the first moment where I started thinking and started talking to the group and saying, hey, maybe we should have a way for people to send us money and then figure out what to do from there. I mean, we could really, because at that point I was like, I don't know, I'd probably spent $5,000 on the show on all the different things because I loved it, you know? And so, Pate, you, my friend, are a life changer for me, for pretty much all of the Trivial Warfare team, and by extension, everybody who listens and cares about the show. So I can't tell you how glad we are that you are here, that you are healthy, that you are alive. Yes. It's one of the best things ever.
We got a little bit of ways to go, but we're going to get there.
Hell yeah.
And if you get a second to go out and see the video of him seeing his daughter in school, which what was it, released about a week ago or a couple of, or maybe?
Yeah, I've been home for a little bit more than a week. She knew I was going to be there at pickup line, and my mom was bringing me home from the hospital, and I said, let's go. Let's hit that gas pedal. And I got there 15 minutes before pickup line started. I told my mom, pull up here. There's already a line started because, you know, everybody gets in school pickup line at an insane time. I said, pick up here. Get out of the car, and I walk in, and they're all like, "Well," and everybody's just like, "Whoa, what are you even doing walking in this place?" I said, "Well, we're about to go surprise my kid because she hadn't seen me. The first time she saw me when I left the first hospital. Second time she saw me when I left the second hospital to go to rehab. The month or so that I was in rehab, she couldn't see me in person. So she knew she was going to see me later that day, but I surprised her in her classroom." And it's
all I know is that video, I had dust in my eyes or something.
Oh man, I missed it. Is it on your Facebook page, Pate?
Oh yeah,
okay.
It's not dust. It's onion cutting ninjas stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got to get this thing going, but man, how good is this? How good is this? I feel it, Chris. I'm feeling it. We're going to have a fun time today. We have a great crew. Let's get this thing going with some Warm It Up, Chris.
It's time to warm it up on Trivial Warfare today. And there's only one person who can warm it up for the TWA, and that's Chris. And sometimes Jonathan.
All right, who's doing up the Warm It Up Chris question for this episode? Oh, crap, that's me.
I thought we would have a random stranger do it.
All right, cool. Talk to me, Tom. All right.
And now you got to do a voice imitation for Tom.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
My
God.
name's Tommy.
Tom Mickey.
I'm here to tell you the Warm It Up Chris question of the episode today. That's what happens when Jonathan puts me on the spot like that. So, Doug, Kate, Pate, Jonathan, your Warm It Up Chris question of the episode today is, did you know that there have been 12 quarterbacks who have won multiple Super Bowls in the NFL? Multiple meaning more than one, just to let you know, Jonathan. That's what multiple means. Or at least that's what Webster's Dictionary told me. So I want y'all to tell me the quarterbacks that have won multiple Super Bowls. There are 12 of them. So you have 12 chances, and we're going to go, like I said, we'll go round and round. We'll do 3 strikes and you're out, unless Jonathan gets bored of this and we just decide to move on. And so I put the randomizer in, and Kate, you're going first.
Awesome. I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit of Tom Brady, my personal nemesis, but I will give him as a correct answer to this question.
Nice.
As a Spartan fan, I've hated Tom Brady since the late 90s.
Wow.
Tom Brady
I like
is
you, Kate.
correct. Well done. All right, Doug, you are next, sir.
I am going to have to take a guess here. Let's go with, did Ben Roethlisberger win more than one?
Ben Roethlisberger has won 2 of them. So, yes, sir, he is on the list. Well done. Pate Hogan, what do you got?
Joe Montana.
Joe Montana with 4 big Super Bowl rings. That is correct. And Jonathan Oakes.
I'm going to celebrate the career and accomplishments of one Mr. Eli Manning, or as I like to call him, the Brady Slayer.
Ah, very nice. Eli with 2 Super Bowl wins, both over New England. Well done. All right, so we're 4 for 4. Well done, everybody. Kate, you're up next.
I was going to take Eli Manning because my second son was born in 2008 on Super Bowl Sunday, the night that the Giants beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So
very nice.
That's a good memory for me. But my second guess, I'm gonna say Brett Favre.
Brett Favre has only won one Super Bowl. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. He probably should have won 2, but he didn't. So, Doug, you're next. What do you got?
I'm gonna guess Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman with 3 Super Bowl wins. Well done. Pate.
We're going to go with the Denver Broncos and John Elway.
Mr. John Elway, 2 Super Bowl wins. Great job. And Jonathan to round it out.
I'm going to go with the 4-timer, Mr. Terry Bradshaw.
All right. The last 4-timers off the list. Well done. So we're 7 for 8. Well done. We have 5 left. And Kate, you're up next.
Before you know what, Chris, it amuses me to think of a young person or a person just getting into football and maybe hearing that and hearing me say Terry Bradshaw is a 4-time Super Bowl winning quarterback, and their knowledge of him might only be as the old quirky guy on the Fox NFL Game Day show. It's like that guy? That guy won 4 Super Bowls?
Yes, or how I remember him, Suchi, where I come from, we call that stuff bait.
Yeah, the blonde bomber.
Yep. Oh, man. Or from the Bradshaw gang, because remember, he has his own reality show now, too. God help us. Yes, with his 3 daughters and his wife. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right. Kate, what you thinking about?
Well, this is where my depth of knowledge runs out, but I'll just guess Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, I'm sorry, he's also only won 1 Super Bowl
Can't
so far.
Trust those. So. There is a Packers quarterback on this list, but it's not those guys.
True. That is true. Doug, what you thinking?
I am thinking that I've run out of sports personalities to guess. I'm going to go, I guess, Steve Young, maybe?
Steve Young, actually, he has only won 1, oddly.
Yeah.
It's only won 1 for the Niners. Yeah, 1995. So, all right, Pate, or 1994, excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay, so Pate, what you thinking?
I'm getting down to the bottom of my barrel also. Let's go Bart Starr.
There he is.
Bart Starr, there's your Packer. Yes, 2 of them. Well done. All right, Jonathan, finish it out for this round.
Roger Staubach.
Roger Staubach with 2. Well done for the Cowboys. Okay, so since everybody's kind of saying that they're getting to the end of their barrel, Jonathan, you want to try to finish it out for us?
You know what? I'm at the end of my barrel too. I only have 2 names left. I'm not sure which is the Raider quarterback that did it. It's either Jim Plunkett or Ken Stabler. I'm gonna guess Ken Stabler.
And if you went Jim Plunkett, you would have been correct. Yes, Jim. No, he's not on the list either.
Yeah. That was the Raider. I was trying to think of the other teams that won multiple in the same era, and it's like I don't think Johnny Unitas won 2. I'm struggling this morning to think of the late 60s, early 70s teams that were good. The Minnesota didn't win a bunch. The Chiefs didn't win. And I'm struggling to come up with the other answers.
Well, Minnesota didn't win at all.
Exactly.
How many are left, Chris?
There are 2 left. One of them you're going to completely kick yourself.
Is it current or old?
No, we're not.
Can we get years?
No.
It's not. Drew Brees only won the 1.
That's
Yeah.
true. He only won the one.
How about,
Peyton only won. Oh, Peyton won two. Peyton Manning won two.
Peyton Manning is on the list.
He was
The
so
Broncos
bad
and the
in that
Colts.
second one that I almost take the credit away from him.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
no,
the
they
Von
lost
Miller
that one. Okay, no, he won when he was good with the Colts, and he won when he was good with the Broncos, and then he lost when he was bad with the Broncos.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
and he
What
won.
about Joe Theismann?
Joe Theismann he only won the one.
Just the one, yeah,
The
that was-
interesting part is the Redskins won 3 Super Bowls
Three
in a
different
very short
quarterbacks.
amount of time with 3 different quarterbacks. Yep.
Theismann, Williams, and Mark Rippon.
Yes. Well played, Jonathan. All right.
Phil Simms
Very
was the
last
Giants back then. Esiason didn't do it. What is
It was
that?
a 70 It was a 70s quarterback that later on became an announcer, and he played for the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, Bob Greasy.
Bob Greasy is the last one on the list. Well done.
You know what? I was trying to think of Dolphins, and the only name I could come up with was Jim Kick, and I'm like, that is not right.
No, Jim Kick was not right. But the 12 quarterbacks again: Tom Brady, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, Ben Roethlisberger, Bart Starr, Roger Staubach, Bob Greasy, Jim Plunkett, John Elway, Eli Manning, and then Peyton Manning. And that, my friends, is your warming up Chris question of the episode.
All right, that is a great job out of you, Chris. That was totally enjoyable. This is episode number 352. Really pumped about that. Tree Fitty 2. Oh, man, we can do that for 10 more episodes, or no, 7 more episodes, Chris. Tree Fitty 2.
Tree Fitty 2.
So what do I need to tell you? I need to tell you that it is now, God, it's got to be somewhere around mid-December when this is coming out. I'm pretty sure, like early to mid-December. That means it's almost Christmas. You're probably running out of time to get the Everyday Q&A Trivia Calendar over at triviacalendar.com. You could go to triviacalendar.net if you want, but .com is what the cool kids use. This is a collaboration with Katie Sikelski from The Inkling. We put out an everyday calendar with a trivia question. We have submissions for questions from warheads and other awesome trivia people. This is the highest rated trivia quality calendar out there. triviacalendar.com. Go grab one. And I do want to say a big thank you to all of our patrons. I was talking earlier about Peyton, how he helped kickstart that momentum early on by showing us that people wanted to support us. If you want to be a part of what we're doing here, you can go to trivialwarfarearmy.com, trivialwarfarearmy.com. And if you sign up at $5 a month, you get access to our full archives and all kinds of awesome stuff, including 2 extra shows per month. And if you're at the $10 level or more, you are in the pool that gets invited to come and play on the show. Obviously, there is quite a few people in that pool, so it's a longer wait than I think most people would like. But as evidenced by these 3 awesome people that have joined Chris and I today, people do get on. I think that's enough of the talking and the announcements. This is going to be episode number 352. It's going to be Doug and Kate versus Jonathan and Pate. Got my rhyme in anyway. And Chris is hosting. It's time to play the game.
Players. Oh, yeah. Y'all know what time it is. This is Mr. Literature himself, cordially inviting you to the game. This is 6 rounds of trivia goodness. 3 questions per round. Every right answer gets you 10 points. In the middle, we'll take a pause for the cause and ask a midpoint question worth up to 20 juicy points. After round 6, you can wager any or all those points you've been building up and take a shot at the final round. It's a series of theme-based questions we call the Gauntlet. It's just that easy, baby. But this game ain't gonna play itself, players. Let's get it on.
So your first question in round 1 is in awards. And your question is, the Fields Medal is an annual award and is considered to be the Nobel Prize for what field, no pun intended, of study?
Pate, I am sure of this answer.
Oh. Yeah, lock that in.
I got the meow.
All right.
Getting it out of the way early.
We're pretty sure it's mathematics. So we'll lock in with that. If you're
All
good
right.
with that, Doug.
By we, she means her. I helped see that. She said math. I said, okay.
Peyton Meow Meow, what are you thinking?
We said maths.
All the maths. And your answer is mathematics. Well done, both teams.
I learned that from
All right.
Wesley Wells at some point in the past, and it stuck forevermore. He gave me a hard time about not knowing it.
I learned it from the movie Good Will Hunting.
I learned it from Kate.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Your second question in round one is in history.
History.
What is the name for a military unit smaller than a Roman legion called? This unit is the modern equivalent to a military battalion and was generally composed of up to 480 soldiers.
Okay, I think we're ready to lock in with something.
Doug and Kate are locked in, so
Yeah.
Peyton, Jonathan.
All right, so Peyton and I started with brigade and then maybe phalanx, but I'm pretty sure phalanx is Greek or Persian. I know that they had phalanxes. And then it hit me that Romans did have centurions, and so a century could be the right answer. I'm pretty sure there were centuries. The only thing, Pate, that I'm a little bit worried about is that a century, the way we use it, would be 100.
Right.
And he said 480, which is way more, but I think that's still going to be the better answer out of the 4 or 3 that I've suggested.
Yeah, I mean, because my bag of nothing over here, Scott, pretty full.
All right, so you want to go with whatever I want to go with?
Yeah, I mean, you're the fearless leader.
Oh, good Lord. I thought Chris was the fearless leader. I'm a fearful leader.
That's only of Team Chris.
All right. Well, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's say century. So, Chris, we're going to lock in with century.
Sounds good. Kate and Doug, what are you thinking?
Pretty similar conversation over on this end, I think. First thing Kate sent over was Centurion, and I said, I don't have anything better. I think it sounds like 100, but I don't know any other words for it.
Well, unfortunately, it's 10 points for Chris on this one.
No.
The answer for a military unit smaller than a Roman legion is a cohort. A cohort.
Oh. So a century is smaller then, because I'm sure a century is a unit. Probably 4 centuries make up a cohort.
I will do some research while you guys are looking up another question on here. So your final question, round one, we're going to shake off the bad stuff on that.
What do you mean looking up another question? We don't look up questions. You guys aren't looking up questions, are you? Well,
they would have gotten it right if they did.
I mean, I wouldn't have missed it if I looked it up.
It's a good point. It's a real good point.
Didn't know I could do that.
No. This is not an open book test. Your final question in round one is in music. Music. Thank you. And your question is, what drummer did Ringo Starr replace in the band The Beatles in 1962?
Okay, Pate, you want to lock that in?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing it.
All right, they're doing it. So Doug and Kate, what you thinking?
Oh, Kate, I think we go with that. I think we go with that because if that's not it, I'm not going to pull a name.
Okay. The name Best jumped into my mind. I know I've heard this before. I know it's come up at trivia before, but I'm not the Beatles person on my regular trivia team, so I usually have a backup for that. But yeah, that came to my mind. I want to say Frank Best. Maybe let's just go Best.
Yeah.
And lock that in.
I think the first name was a P or something, but I do not know.
Oh, Pete, maybe?
I don't
Pete,
know.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you locking in with?
Best?
Just Best, yeah.
Okay. All right. And Jonathan and Pate.
I mean, if you're going to replace the Best, it's good to do it with a star. You like that? I came up with that during the question. I mean, we learned the answer from the song from the Karate Kid movie. He's the best around. Nothing's ever gonna hold him down. We said Best.
Oh my gosh, Jonathan is so full of dad jokes right now. It's ridiculous. He's full of something. Well, your answer is, in fact, Pete Best.
Yes.
Well done, both teams.
Thank God for Kate.
That's the end of the first round. At the end of the first round, the score is 20-20. Both teams got the same questions right.
Your round two question one category question is in televisiones or TV. And many, many thanks to Jane Carmichael for this question. So thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Jane.
All right. And Jane's question in TV for you is, the longest running reality TV show began in 1989 and ran for 32 seasons until current events prompted its removal from Fox's lineup. Currently, it still airs in international markets and can also be seen on the TV app Fox Nation. Which show is the longest running reality show?
So currently running, and it's on the other Fox channel?
Well, it says, yes, currently it still airs in international markets and can be seen on the TV app Fox Nation. but it's not currently on American TV, just the app.
We're locked in.
All right.
All right. Doug and Kate.
I had initially I pitched maybe Survivor, Amazing Race, and Kate goes, "That's on CBS." So throw that out the door. Started trying to think of kind of the wording of the question, and you mentioned current events, and so we started talking about maybe is it maybe COVID or maybe political events or something, and so that made me just think of, well, what about Cops? And so I don't know how long it's been running. I just know it's kind of an older show that predates me, and I pitched that. We didn't come up with anything better, so I think, Kate, if you're okay with that, I think we're locking that in.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. I think the time is right. I think the current events are right. I don't remember it specifically being on Fox, but the content seems about right for 1989 Fox. So I think it's a good guess. Let's go with it.
So Peyton, Jonathan.
Give it to him, Pate.
So as I was laying in the hospital bed, not much TV channels to pick, I was watching Fox and said something about Cops coming back. And I was like, well, I remember watching that show as a kid when he asked this question. And so I was like, that was a long time ago. And I remember, being younger and bad boys, what you going to do? And we locked in with Cops too.
Mm-hmm. No, not Cops 2, just Cops.
Yeah.
We don't want the Electric Boogaloo version.
Yeah.
I would watch that show. I would totally watch that show. And your answer is Cops. Well
nice.
Done,
good job, Pate.
Thank you.
All right. Your next question is in world history. History. Yep. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. And your question is, born Temujin, this person was the first emperor of the Mongol Empire from 1206 to 1227 AD. What more commonly known name is Temujin known as?
Pate, as soon as he said Temujin, I got
Yes.
Oh, man. He's meowing it up.
That's a
Insta-get?
Pavlov right there. Yeah, we're locked in.
Pavlov. Okay. All right. So Kate and Doug. Kate, I know I'm taking you into history class instead of chemistry, so sorry about that.
I have history as my minor. I've never taught a second of history class because chemistry teachers are in much higher demand than history teachers. But I did take some history classes in college once upon a time. My guess for Mongol, I'm going to say Genghis Khan. That's the best I got. What do you think, Doug?
I think I'm going with you on this one because I got nothing.
That's what I got.
All right. So y'all are locking in with Genghis Khan. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. And Jonathan and Pate.
Yeah, we know that Temujin is Genghis Khan's original name.
All right. And your answer is Genghis Khan. Well done, both teams.
There's a song called Genghis Khan. I think the last name of the guy who does it is Snow. I think his first name might be Mike, but I really like that. It's an upbeat, high pitched kind of song. I really enjoy it.
Okay, so Snow. So it wasn't Informer.
No. It's something like I get a little bit Genghis Khan. Dun,
oh, I do know that song.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I don't know modern music, so I will take your word for it, good sir. And your last question, round 2, is in science.
Science.
All right, and your question is the Earths. Everybody got the Earths.
And they live in yurts.
Thank you, Jonathan. The Earth's atmosphere contains 78.084% nitrogen, 20.9476% oxygen, and 0.934% of what gas?
And when you say that you're saying that's the third most?
Yes, it is the third most.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We're locked in.
All right.
Oh,
Kate,
yeah.
meows?
I feel pretty good about this one. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Maybe I was distracted. Chris, what was the category?
Science.
I can't believe I've missed it. What the hell? I got too much going on. I've got too much going on. Sebastian has one of my old phones, and he asked me to approve an app while I was up here, like electronically. He tried to download something, and it says, "Do you want to approve this?" And I'm like, "Oh, it has in-game purchases, huh? Let me take a look at this." And so I'm swiping through, trying to figure it out, and I missed freaking science. I'm disappointed in myself.
Science.
Okay, Pate, we can talk. Obviously, the chemistry teacher knows the answer. Wouldn't it have to be carbon dioxide? I mean, I know there's some argon. I know there's some trace elements of other things.
Yeah,
but this is almost 1%. And nitrogen, oxygen, I think carbon dioxide would be third.
I nobody ever talks about carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere, though, as a part of the atmosphere. We make it.
We make
from,
it, and
exhaling. But
well, not just that, but
it's not naturally occurring there.
I think it must be. Think about Venus. Venus is covered in carbon dioxide. That's why it has a greenhouse effect.
We don't live on Venus.
Well, yes, but what I'm saying is planetary bodies do typically have carbon dioxide naturally occurring. My other argument would be that it sustains the life of all of the plants on Earth. Plants use photosynthesis to change carbon dioxide into oxygen. So there must be a lot of carbon dioxide.
My first thought was argon, just because, when you hear the atmospheric things, it's there. And in those atmospheric things, they never say carbon dioxide.
Oh, I do believe they do. I agree with you. Argon is on those lists. It is the fourth name that comes to my mind. I don't know. I'm not certain that this is the right answer, but I would argue for carbon dioxide. I do believe it appears on those lists. Because I remember as a kid seeing the list for the first time and thinking, I would have thought there was more carbon dioxide considering we breathe so much of it out. Where's all this nitrogen coming from? What the hell's that? So I do remember seeing it because I reacted to it when I was young. I had a chemical reaction, you might say. Oh, God. Oh, wow.
The title of this episode will be
Grown
Dad Jokes.
Jonathan destroys the show.
Oh man, if Ben was here. I mean, if you really, really want to go argon, I'll say okay, but I feel stronger about carbon dioxide.
I mean, you've made a more convincing. You've had a better argument for your answer,
right?
So I will cede to you.
Okay, then we're going to say carbon dioxide.
All right, Kate and Doug, what you thinking?
We think it's argon.
Oh shit!
Well, it's too bad you don't have a chemistry teacher on your team. The answer is argon. Argon.
How far down is carbon dioxide, Chris?
It is fourth. It is fourth.
Bless it.
All right, well done, Kate and Doug, separating yourself out. So after 2 rounds, Doug and Kate with argon are now in the lead with 50 to Jonathan and Pate's 40.
It's always good when it's completely your fault. That's always a great feeling.
You made a great argument. I just, my argument was I've seen this on a list somewhere, not
I'm with
breathe.
you. I'm with you. No, but it's still my fault.
It's nobody's fault.
Shake it off, Jonathan. It's all good, man. We're having fun.
Taylor Swift will visit later.
All right. So your round 3 question 1 category is in the Bible. And the question is, what was the only miracle mentioned in all 4 canonical Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John?
How are you defining miracle? Because there were miraculous things that happened in all 4?
This was the only one that was considered a miracle in all 4 Gospels. I checked it out in 3 sources. And also we talked about it in school. So I'm very confident.
But no, I'm not doubting it. I agree.
Okay.
I'm asking you to clarify for us what is considered to be miracles. So, Chris, is it something that he did before crucifixion? Is that how you would define?
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Thank you. That'll help.
Okay, I think we're locked in.
Okay, great.
I mean, I just, typed to you, water to wine, feeding the 5,000, raising Lazarus. And I'm not going to lie, I'm Roman Catholic. We don't read the Bible on our own. But
we have it read to us.
Exactly. So in the reading of it to me in Mass, the story of the feeding of the 5,000 seems to reoccur more often than the other ones.
I know that I've read the Bible, I don't know, a few times, and plenty of interspersed stuff in between. I know that appears in more than one, but I do believe that it appears multiple times in one. I think possibly Luke was the most verbose, either Matthew or Luke. Like there was the feeding of 5,000, and then there was a feeding of another 3,000 a week later kind of thing. Like this was something he did regularly, but I don't believe it appeared in like Mark or John, because Mark was a lot more truncated and John was a lot more focused on more personal type things. The one that I'm voting for is the changing water to wine at the wedding reception in Cana, because it was his first wedding, his first miracle. And so as the first miracle, it might be worth mentioning in each of the different gospels.
I mean, that's, you're going off of reading and I'm going off of listening.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yes, it is the first one, and it would be noteworthy to mention it in them all.
I remember hearing one time somebody was talking about the reactions, and the person who threw the reception, the father of the bride, got credit from the people who were there. They said, most people save their cheapest wine for last after everybody's already drunk, but you truly are a prince. You gave us the best wine after we've already been here for a while. Yes. I think we should lock in with that.
That's good.
All right, we're going to lock in with water to wine.
Kate and Doug.
We kind of went back and forth, listed a bunch of miracles, and I haven't gone to church myself in quite some time. I went a lot as a kid. So I heard the stories at one point in time, but I haven't really been refreshed on them. So just given my love of wine, personally, we decided to go with turning water to wine, having no better basis to pick one over the other.
All right. You both went with the fruit juice. Well, again, 10 points to Chris
for
on this
God's
one,
sakes.
unfortunately. The answer is, and if Jonathan listens to Pate, they would have 20 points more. The answer is the feeding of the 5,000.
Really?
The only miracle that's in all four of the Gospels.
I am truly stunned about that one, Pate.
Yes.
Look, hey, all I can go by is what I hear, because obviously, like I said, I don't read the Bible.
Hey, all I'm saying is if Jonathan listened to you, you guys would have 20 more points.
Well,
Hashtag just saying. All right.
Just ignore him.
Pate's just going to start saying locked in without talking to me.
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
I think Kate's score would look the same if she did that without talking to me. So
I don't want to get kicked out of the army.
No, you couldn't get kicked out of the army.
Insubordination. Gone.
You might get sent to the brig, but you wouldn't get kicked out.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so good. All right. Your second question, round 3. You guys got me smiling. My cheeks are hurting now. Man. All right. Rubbing them out. My cheeks on my head, my face, by the way, not the other cheeks. I'm not rubbing those.
Whoa.
All right. So
rubbing them out.
All right.
Rubbing them out. Y'all should have seen Chris scooching on his chair. He was rolling around in circles.
Oh,
just saying to himself, rubbing them out, rubbing them out. Oh, yeah.
The face.
Ben keeps saying that he wants us to record, and I don't know if I want people seeing this. So, all right.
Trust me, you can sell that on. Well, never mind.
Whoa. We're moving on, Jonathan. We're moving on. All right. Your question 2 in round 3 is in fonts, and this question is brought to you by Rob Warman. So, thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
All right. And your question is, designed 70 years ago, the font called E13B has only 14 different characters, but it's still in use today for its extreme specialized purpose. Although its use is definitely declining, where can this font be found?
When you say where can it be found, do you mean like what application, or what does that mean?
What kind of document can it be found on?
Okay. Thank you.
2.5 minutes, everybody.
Chris, do you mean a paper document, or do you mean a electronic document? Like you call a Word file a document?
Okay. No, I meant a tangible document.
Thank you.
Paper. Yeah. All right, team. 60 seconds.
Yeah, we're gonna lock in with just a straight guess, but we'll lock in.
Okay. So, Doug and Kate, you got about 30 seconds to talk it out.
Yeah, we're trying to think of some sort of maybe specialized document, but the 14 characters is throwing me off. So I'm thinking numbers and a couple letters, license plates. I think those would have all the letters on them. Just trying to think of some specialized documents, passports.
Yeah, you said passports, and I like that. It made me think of like a driver's license or an ID, maybe for like some sort of some sort of font developed for security purposes. But
when you have your passport, it has a special number, letter, code on it, and it does look like kind of a 1950s, tech type font that's used there. I can't think of anything else. That's
I don't know what
real specialized.
I don't have a passport, so I don't know what numbers are on there, but I'm pretty sure driver's license, now that I'm thinking about it, have all the numbers and letters available to them. I like passport.
Right.
I like your idea of passport.
All
I
right.
think that's probably our best guess. I don't have anything better than that. And it would be something secure, font-wise, perhaps, on it.
Yeah. What about money? What about the little serial codes on dollars,
like a
on
dollar?
Cash? Yeah. I don't know.
I
don't think they use all the letters. I don't think they do. Let's go with that.
Oh, I was going to say, what about a checkbook? I don't know. Is that like where they put your...
We need to go ahead and circle in on an answer, y'all.
Let's go with the serial numbers on
money?
bills.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
All right, and Jonathan and Pate.
Pate and I, we had a lot of nothing.
Oof.
That
was the biggest bag of nothing ever.
Yeah, and both of us do deal with fonts and technology and stuff. We ended up saying maybe these are the nuclear codes. 1951 is 70 years ago, so that would have been around the time the Cold War was kicking off. So maybe they felt like certain things were needed, and had a card that showed them what codes to use. A code wouldn't necessarily be in any kind of language, and they would be in less use today. So we guessed nuclear codes.
Well, again, unfortunately, no one got that right. However, Doug was super close. It is the font that is found on bank checks or banking documents.
Wow. So it's in less use today because we do more things electronically?
That's right. That's correct. Yes. How often do you write a check anymore?
Right. Is the font not included electronically, though? It's not the same font? Why does it only have 14 characters, Chris?
Well, I don't have the information on that for you. However, he said it's the funny looking numeric font along the bottom edge of a personal check.
I mean, you think about it, your bank account
that
only
font.
can be 10.
That
and then if they
font.
put, I guess, some other things to, well, I guess, it's broken down from, what is it? Hold on, I got a checkbook right here.
It's the account number and the routing number font.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the routing number, the check number, and then your bank account number. And funny story. There's these little. Yep.
So it's got to have 9 numerical digits.
At the end of the account number is a special thing. The check number doesn't have anything, but at the end of my account number, it's got a different little special nick.
So there's 9
Wow.
Sure. I got it memorized.
So there's 9 digits and then a couple of other special characters to get to the 14?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
All right.
That checkbook literally is right beside me because I've had to write a few checks here lately to pay some bills.
Fair enough. Well, I personally love that question just because of the way that it was worded. But anyway, 10 points for Rob Warman on that one. So we're going into the midpoint after this third question in round 3. And you know me and my tribonds. This is a numbers tribond. All right. And your tribond question is this. I'm going to give you 3 subjects that have the same number for all 3 subjects. I want you to name that like number. All right. So here's the 3 subjects. Number of the great sacred rivers of India. Number on a Richter scale to be considered a major earthquake. And finally, the number of words George Carlin said you cannot say on TV.
Okay, I got it.
Send it to me, bro.
I'm sending it to you. I got to unlock my phone.
I think, Kate, is that ringing a bell?
I'm good with it, Pate.
Oh, sorry.
We're locked in.
No, you're fine.
All right. So
you're locked in.
Kate and Jonathan are locked in.
I was in that ballpark, but if you feel good about that, let's go with it. It makes sense for the Richter scale. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I only think I may have an idea from the Carlin special. I just remember him doing a bit on the 7 words you can't say on TV.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. 7 on the Richter scale would definitely be a major earthquake. And there could very well be 7 rivers, sacred rivers in India. I don't know. Let's go with it.
All right, let's go with 7.
All right. And Pate and Jonathan. Pate, you sounded fired up.
As soon as you said George Carlin, it's the 7 words you cannot say on television. It is. It is one of the best skits, and when I get mad, I start uttering those 7 words out loud. And One of my friends one day said, "Why do you say those random words together?" I say, "That's a 7 words you can't say on television." So it is definitely 7.
All right. And your answer is 7. Well done, both teams. So after round 3, Doug and Kate have the lead still with 60, but Jonathan and Pate are super close with 50.
Pate, I'm sorry, man. I'm dragging you down.
Hey. You got a boat anchor you're dragging around.
Oh, that's not true at all. You're killing it today. You're doing great.
I was going to say, if you were bent, you would have already had your 3 answers today. So, okay. So now Jonathan and Pate, since you all are behind, you guys get to choose what the midpoint category is. So you get sports ball, that was written to us by Nick Suberling. So thank you, Nick. Or you get a Monarchs midpoint question written to us by Tara Whittle.
Yes. And who's picking? We're picking Pate. What do you want?
Yes,
you're picking.
I'm not good with kings and queens, I can tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good with either one, I imagine, but I'd be better with sports.
Yeah, let's just do sports ball.
Sports. Okie dokie, let's do sports.
So your midpoint category is brought to you by Nick Suberling. So thank you, Nick.
Oh, Nick, my man up there in Ohio. It is good to hear from you, Nick.
Yes.
Nick, I met Nick at the early days of being a podcaster at podcasting conferences. He did the Cincinnati Bengals show that Scott Barber used to listen to, and he does an awesome soccer show up for a local soccer team there.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned
Cincinnati Soccer Talk, I think, might be the name of it.
Oh, great soccer.
Jonathan, it's interesting that you mentioned soccer with Nick, because the question is, the Premier League debuted as the top league in English soccer or football in the fall of 1992. Since the inaugural 1992 to 1993 seasons, there have only been 7 different champions. For 5 points each, I want you to name 4 out of the 7 champions to have lifted the Premier League trophy.
All right, give it to me again.
Yep. The Premier League debuted as the top league in English soccer pyramid in the fall of 1992. Since the inaugural 1992-93 season, there have been only 7 different champions. For 5 points each, name 4 out of the 7 champions to have lifted the Premier League trophy.
Just maybe I'm not parsing it right, but in 30 years almost, there's only been 7 champions?
There's only been 7 champions. So all of them have, or most of them have won multiple times.
Gee, but you think?
Yeah. So that's a crazy one. Good luck, y'all.
Yeah, did you want 4 or 5?
5 points each, name 4 out of the 7 champions.
Thank you.
All right.
Pate, you want to lock those 4 in?
Yes.
All right, we're locked in.
I think we are too. Kind of at a loss here.
Okay.
All right. Are you guys, everybody's locked in?
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. So Doug and Kate, what were your 4 answers?
Ooh. So this
or what was your thought process? Yeah.
Could we name 4 soccer teams was our thought process. My contribution was unnecessary. All I could name was Manchester U. I think, Kate, your guesses were your 4 guesses that you named were the only things we could come up with. So I think we ended up going with Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. If those are all teams.
All right. And Jonathan and Pate.
Yeah, Pate. Well, go ahead.
I took the low hanging fruit, and took Manchester U and Arsenal, and then Jonathan commented back. Leicester City?
Leicester City was a complete flop. Yeah. They were terrible for years and years and years.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Out of the blue, they won the cup like the championship 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. And then I was like, what about Manchester City as the 4th? So we've got Manchester U, Arsenal, Leicester City, and Manchester City.
Okay. All right. So here we go. Winning 13 times in the Premier Soccer League, Manchester United.
Yeah.
5 times, Manchester City.
There we go.
5 times, Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
3 times, Arsenal. 1 time, Blackburn Rovers. 1 time, Liverpool. And 1 time, Leicester City. Leicester City. Yes. So both teams with 20 points.
How about it?
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, we don't know anything about soccer, but we're going to knock that question out. Well done.
Everything I know about soccer, I learned from Ted Lasso.
There you go. Absolutely. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. All right. So after the midpoint, fantastic game going on so far, everybody. Doug and Kate with 80 points. Jonathan and Pate with 70.
All right, that is the end of the first half. And before we go on to the second half, I want to let you know that today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is an online service where you can get matched up with a licensed professional counselor anytime, anywhere. This is a worldwide service, and you can talk to somebody who can help you with whatever is the thing that you need to talk about. Are you struggling with depression, anxiety? Is there a relationship issue, anger, grief? During the holidays, all of this stuff can get worse. Sometimes we just need somebody to talk to. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you up with the right person for you. You get started in less than 48 hours. It is a wonderful service. I have used it. I have benefited from it. They make it easy to get help. They make it easy to talk to somebody. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling. You don't have to deal with waiting rooms. You don't have to leave your house. Anything you share is confidential. You can have somebody to talk to about whatever it is that you need to talk to using BetterHelp. So why don't we start living a happier life today? As a listener of Trivial Warfare, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/TWA. You can join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's betterhelp.com, HELP/TWA. This could be the thing that makes a difference for you in this holiday season. Give it a try. All right, let's move on with the second half in today's game.
If you've listened to my show, you know what round 4, question 1 is. That's right. It's time for Chris Destroys a Hit.
Oh, yeah.
And many thanks, actually. This is coming from a different source who's a new listener to the show. It is my coworker where I work at. Her name is Nicole Johnson. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you, Nicole. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Nicole was actually talking about this on our Teams chat at work a couple days ago, and I was like, that is Chris Destroys a Hit material if I've ever heard one. So here is the text before I sing to you. The question is, this 2000 song appeared on a hit movie of the same year and was #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 list for 11 weeks from November 2000 to February 2001. Name this, dare I say, mega hit. Question, tell me what you think about me. I buy my own diamonds and I buy my own rings. Only ring your celly when I'm feeling lonely. When it's all over, please get up and leave. So for everybody listening at home, the lyrics are, question, tell me what you think about me. I buy my own diamonds and I buy my own rings. Only ring your celly when I'm feeling lonely. When it's all over, please get up and leave.
And can you give us the first half of the question again?
This 2000 song appeared on a hit movie of that same year and was #1 on Billboard's Hot 100 list for 11 weeks from November 2000 to February 2001. Name this mega hit.
Yeah, Pate. This is all you. Log it in.
Locked in.
Okay, so Kate and Doug, you can talk it out.
Well, my comment was, and this is what I emailed Katie when she was asking for strengths. I said, I am trash at song lyrics, so this is no exception.
I'm pretty bad at lyrics myself. I know tunes okay, but I guess I was just kind of saying like it kind of has like a the vibe of Scrubs, like the song, like I don't need I don't need no man kind of song. That's what I was saying to Katie, but I can't place these lyrics to any song that I know. And you were thinking maybe Christina Aguilera. I know it's not Scrubs, but I just can't get that.
I'm just throwing that out as somebody from that time period. I have no idea. I don't store my music knowledge by lyrics, only by tune, melody. So I can't pick it out. If you just know a song that you want to guess from that era, I was even trying to think of movies, and gosh, it's 20 years ago now. It really seems hard to pull those memories up. What I was doing back then.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pull it, to be honest. I mean, we can just. I know it's not Scrubs, but you just want to lock that in and have something. I cannot.
Sure.
I can't place it anywhere. All right, we'll lock that in.
Sure.
Okay.
Buy their own diamonds and things. It just kind of something brought Destiny's Child, Independent Women into my mind, and so I texted that to Jonathan, and he asked how strongly do you feel, and I was like, yeah, it's just something back there.
I asked if he knows the movie.
He said, "What's the movie?" And I said, "Nah, negative on the movie, but it's the best we had." So, Independent Women, Destiny's Child.
Oh, I like that.
All
Yes,
right.
I'm mad I didn't think of it.
All right. Well, the movie was Charlie's Angels, Lucy Liu, With My Girl Drew, Cameron D, and Destiny. Yes, it is Independent Woman Part 1 by
good
Destiny's Child.
Nice. Pate.
Good pull.
I see what happened here is I just listened to Pate. Pate is carrying our team today.
Excellent. Well done, Pate Hogan on that one. That's fantastic. So your next question in round 4 is in Televisiones. And this TV question is brought to you by Hunter York. So Hunter, thank you. And the question is, Ruth Cohen, an American actress, was arguably most famous for her role as a cashier in a coffee shop on which popular 90s American sitcom where she appeared in 101 of the 180 episodes, the most of anyone from the exception of the main cast members.
What do you think of that, Katie? Or Kate, sorry.
Oh,
All right, teams, you got about 2 minutes.
I think we're ready to lock in.
Fantastic. So, Pate and Jonathan, you can talk it out.
So, Pate, I'm worried. So you think Seinfeld's 9 seasons? I do too. I think it's around that, like 1990 to 1999 or something, 91 to 2000, and that's too many, I think, because a season is 22 to 26 episodes, and if it's just 25 episodes, would put you 9 seasons at 225, and Chris said 180 episodes.
Is what she appeared in, right?
No, she appeared in 101 out of 180 total.
Oh, okay.
So 180 total. Let's give it, let's say 22 episodes a season just for the sake of giving us a number. 9 of those would be basically 200 episodes. That's too many if it's 9 seasons. If it's 8 seasons, we might be able to squeeze it. But I think it's 9 as well. So then
I thought it was 9 on that. So.
Yeah, I think so too. So it's a good idea, but it doesn't sound right. Do you know if there was a coffee shop that appeared regularly in Mad About You? Because that could have been a 7-season show. Very popular. Did you ever watch it?
No.
No. What about Will and Grace?
Seinfeld. No.
No. It's not Friends, because the barista there was in damn near every episode, and it was a guy.
Yeah, he just died.
Did he really? He was just on their recap, their anniversary show.
Yeah, he just died. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, passed away from brain cancer.
Rest in peace, dude. That's sad.
All right, y'all, and your time's up, so if you can start circling around.
Yeah, Pate, I guess I don't have an answer better than Seinfeld, and I'm pretty sure it's wrong.
Yes, but it's an answer.
All right, we're going to go with the wrong answer of Seinfeld.
Okay, and Doug and Kate.
Well, we're hoping your answer's not wrong because we also went with Seinfeld. We actually talked about, I think, pretty much the same shows you did. We talked about Friends, and Kate mentioned Mad About You, which I've never seen. I just knew it wasn't Friends, and I do remember a sassy coffee shop waitress in Seinfeld because my wife and I started kind of rewatching it on Netflix a while back. But that was the best I could come up with, and that's what we're going with, I think. Well, I guess not. I think we are. We locked it in. So.
Okay. All right, and your answer is Seinfeld.
Oh man! How about it? Chris? How does the math work out on the number of seasons?
The first couple seasons of Seinfeld, they actually did not do full 24 episodes. It was especially the first season was a mid-series replacement and only had 12 episodes. And I think the second season it came in as a mid-series replacement and only had like 10 to 12 episodes. So that's how the breakdown was the first couple seasons they did not have full 24 because remember this show did not get popular until about the 4th or 5th season, and that's when it skyrocketed. So that's what's going on with that. So well done, both teams. How does that feel?
Good wrong answer, Jonathan.
Love it. That's my favorite kind of wrong answer.
Fantastic. And your final question in round 4 is in medical conditions. And your question is, coming from the Latin meaning cutting up or sudden loss of strength, what is the condition of syncope, Syncope, more commonly known as?
And it's a condition. It's not like an event. It's not like something that you're doing. It's something that happens to you.
It's something that happens to you. 90 seconds, everybody.
Want to lock that in, Kate?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, let's lock that in. Okay, we're locked in.
Oh, Pate,
Right.
It's so foggy. I know I've heard this before, and like in sync and syncopation, sync means together. It means combined in a way. So that something is leading me to like hiccups or sneezing. And I know those sound stupid, but I know they also have these root words or these scientific names that don't make any darn sense to me. Epilepsy could be something like a seizure, could be a sudden lack of strength. I don't feel confident in anything, though.
I mean, I guess to me, when you like a sudden loss of strength, you fall.
Right, but that's not a condition unless you want to go with seizures. And seizures by themselves would need to be more specific. So you'd go with epilepsy or another thing that causes it.
Right.
Could it be, whoa, what about narcolepsy? No, but that's its own thing.
Yeah, that's a own thing too, so.
Narcolepsy would have been good if it didn't have its own name. Cutting up. We've ignored the cutting up part. That's what maybe the hiccups. I know it doesn't sound right, but let's go with hiccups.
Do it.
All right, we're going to say hiccups.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a kind of similar conversation there.
I'm sorry for you then. Our conversation's terrible.
We actually,
It's rough.
the only difference we focused a lot on the cutting up, and so we were thinking maybe like tearing a muscle or pulling a muscle, and then we realized that I know we talked about sprain a lot, but that's less of a condition and more of I don't know, I guess like an event, like you were saying, Jonathan. I know Kate pitched spasm, and I started just listing that. I was like spasm, seizure, fainting, and Kate said fainting sounds familiar, so we just kind of went with that.
So your answer was
Fainting.
okay. And I will say one of the teams got it right. One of the teams got it wrong. And your answer is fainting.
God bless it.
No way.
Fainting. So fainting is a condition?
Yes, it is a condition.
Kate, am I heavy? Because you were just carrying me through this whole.
That was your suggestion.
I was just listing stuff.
So
I'm playing the word association game over here.
yeah, I guess fainting is something that can happen if you're scared or if you have other things going on. But I always thought like if it was a medical condition, then there's a condition behind it. Like you have epilepsy, so that's a seizure, not a faint. But you have like narcolepsy would be a faint, you'd fall asleep. I didn't realize that fainting itself was the root condition.
Fainting is considered a medical condition.
It is. How about that? No,
Yes.
okay. I just didn't realize that. So, Pate, that was more simple than I think we made it.
Yeah, I mean, we were definitely going way too deep.
Mm-hmm.
When Pate said falling down, I was like, ooh, maybe they'll circle into it.
No.
No.
Ain't no way I was going to get from falling down to fainting.
No. Yeah, right. For sure.
All right. Well, after 4 rounds, Kate and Doug got back the lead with 100 to Jonathan and Pate's 90.
Boo.
Boo earns.
Burns.
And your first question in round 5 is in European geography. And this is brought to you once again by Rob Warman. So thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
And the question is, if you swim 50 miles south of Helsinki, Finland, across the Baltic Sea, what European capital city will you encounter? This capital city is known as a hotspot for European technology.
I bet my German exchange student upstairs might know this.
Yeah, there's no phoning a friend on this show. Sorry.
Okay, we're going to lock in.
Okay.
Okay, so we were going through and just trying to list countries that we believe would be near the Baltic Sea, threw out some capitals. The only one that I'm confident, or pretty confident, is on a coast. So I'm assuming if you're swimming south, you would need to run into a coastal city. So the only one I believe is on the coast is Copenhagen, capital of Denmark. Stockholm, I don't think is coastal. Amsterdam kind of is, but I don't think of that technology. That's the best guess I've really got would be Copenhagen. Unless you want to weigh in, Doug.
I'm gonna stick with what I said. I'm definitely going with whatever you choose here. I'm borderline worthless in this area of the world, apparently.
All right, let's go there. We're gonna lock in Copenhagen.
Okay. Peyton, Jonathan.
Well, hold on. Just for the record, I would like Doug not to feel alone on this situation. When I texted Jonathan back and I said, yeah, I'm horrible at geography. And then Jonathan lists out like, this is this, this is this, this is this. I was like, yeah, it doesn't help.
So this is that I was listing is that Norway is on the left side of Scandinavia, Sweden's in the middle, and Finland is on the right because it borders Russia. And so this is the middle country, and as I was picturing the map, it's like, okay, well, the Jutland Peninsula, which is where Denmark sits, sticks up from the rest of the European mainland. It juts upwards from the mainland. And so I focused in on 60 miles, which is very short distance. So for a distance that short, it would need to be really close, and Copenhagen's going to be the one that's closest. So we said Copenhagen.
Well, 10 points for Rob Orman on this one, unfortunately.
God bless it.
The answer is Tallinn, Estonia.
Okay.
Estonia.
Well, you know, I wouldn't have been able to give that answer even if I knew it.
Okay. Skype was actually born there, and it is a large startup technology startup community there.
How about that?
Yep. So, all right. That's okay. We got another question for y'all, and it's in the subject of video games.
All right,
so
video games.
5 question 2 and video games. And your question is: the Duchess of St. Bridget is a video game and movie character better known by what name?
What was it? Duchess of
St. Bridget. The Duchess of St. Bridget is a video game and movie character better known by what name?
All right, we agree. Let's lock it in.
All right, they're locked in. So, Kate and Doug, you can talk it out.
I've heard it before. I couldn't think of where. Kate said Lara Croft, and I said that sounds right, and so I like that.
That's just so you know, that's just total like spitballing on my part. Some sort of
I was
name.
Trying to think of, and I was just trying to think of names of video games where the main character would be a woman, and that that to me that's really all I can think of. I think your Princess Peach guess is pretty good too. I like that, but I guess we'll just go with your Lara Croft here, and we'll lock in with that.
Okay, and Peyton, Jonathan
sent it Lara Croft to me, and I was like, well, that's just what it's got to be, because didn't necessarily have to be, but it was the only one I could think of that has a video game and movies. Even though they're not that great at movies, they are movies. And so we locked in with Lara Croft.
Okay. And the answer is Lara Croft. Well done, both teams.
Oh, Kate. You got a strong back.
There you go.
She's strong. She's country strong.
And your final question in the 5th round is in music. And just to let you know, someone sent this question in to me. I did not write your name down. I apologize for it.
I hate when that happens.
I know. I researched and went through all my filed questions, and I could not find it. So whoever wrote this question, if you could please reach out to me after you listen to this episode and let me know so I could give you full faith and credit, I would really appreciate it. Again, I'm very sorry for not having your name on this. But here's your question. The band Yellow had only one single that made the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 51. But thanks to a 1986 movie, the song is well known. Provide the 2-word title of the song, which makes up most of the lyrics, along with the distinctive sound effects. So we're looking for the 2-word title of the song. All right, 2.5 minutes, everybody.
Pate, that's what I got. Do you want to go with that?
I mean, that's all I could ever. I mean, it fits, and we're good.
All right, we're going to lock in.
Kate and Doug, you can talk it out.
Kate, you said maybe Whip It, and that was about the only song I can think of with a 2-word title and where I know any of the lyrics.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time connecting it to a movie. 1986, maybe some Molly Ringwald movies, or I'm just really having a hard time with the sound effect. I'm trying to think of like a clap or a snap or a whistle, a pop.
What about like one of the line dances, like Electric Slide or the Hustle? Well, I guess it wouldn't be the Hustle. Electric Slide would be the only two-word one.
70s. There's the Locomotion, but that was not the band Yellow, and not 2 words. Well, I guess if it's time, then I think Whippet's our best guess.
Yeah, we'll lock into that.
Okay.
All right. So the first thing that came to mind for me was Tequila, right? It was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. He did the dance, and it's just all he says is tequila, but that's not 2 words. Then another song came to mind. I can't remember. I know it was an A movie. I don't know what movie, and I don't know when the movie was, but there's a song called The Bird, and it's bird, bird, bird. The bird is the word. Everybody knows about the bird. Hey, blah, 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 right? So it could be The Bird. And that's pretty much the best that we could come up with. So we said The Bird.
Okay. I think both of those songs, as a matter of fact, are from the 60s. Especially Tequila.
You didn't say when the song came out. You said 86 was the movie.
That's true. I didn't. Okay, my apologies on that. So never mind that part of it. But nope, the movie was a little movie called Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The song was
Oh,
Out, bout. Bout.
All right. God bless it.
Yep. Oh man.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of questions wrong today, Pate.
Well,
I don't know how I didn't know what that was. I mean, now that he says it, but I've never heard of that band or anything else.
Well, there's a good reason why you haven't heard that band. They only had the one song, I think.
Seriously.
Well, you guys are saying you're getting a lot of stuff wrong, but the score going into the 6th round is a 110 to 100. So this is not a bad game at all, friends. Anyway, so going into round 6 is where I ask one of our awesome Patreons to write some questions for us. And many, many thanks. All your round 6 questions are brought to you by Tara Whittle. So Tara, thank you so very much. We really appreciate you. And
Thank you.
And your round 1 question, your round 6 question 1 category is in languages. And your question is, several languages are written from right to left, but what system of writing, when done by hand, is written not only right to left, but on the reverse side of the paper?
Chris, could you reread it just for the wording one more time?
No, absolutely, sir. Several languages are written from right to left. But what system of writing, when done by hand, is written not only right to left, but on the reverse side of the paper?
Okay, we're going to lock in because there ain't no point in talking further.
Okay.
All right, so we had just come to what we think is going to be our answer as well. I know that what I was trying to figure out when I had you reread is were you asking for a language, that was traditionally written from right to left, or were you just mentioning that kind of as like flavor text? And so what I pitched to Kate was, well, if you were to write Braille by hand, you would have to, I guess, indent the paper. So if you were to flip it over, you would read it from left to right. So that was the best writing system that I could come up with as guess. And Kate seemed to agree. And so that's what we went ahead and locked in.
All right. You locked in with Braille, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And Peyton Jonathan.
Chris, as the owner of this show, do I have the ability to change my locked in answer to a better one?
We did not add that to the rules and regulations, unfortunately, John. No, you can't steal an answer, unfortunately.
Because Braille is such a great answer. That answers your question of how the hell do you write on the reverse side of the page? Well, now we do. You poke it.
Yeah, poke it.
We said cuneiform just as a flat out guess, but I wish we'd said Braille.
All right. Well, I kind of wish you said it too, because the answer is Braille.
Oh, Kate, nice job, Doug.
Well done.
That was great, Paul.
All right.
I think that's my 3. I think I'm done.
You did a great job.
That was amazing.
That was great. All right. Your second question is in award winners. And your question is, what 2-time Best Actress Academy Award winner first and middle name is the same as one of Henry VIII's wives? This actress won her Oscars in 1971 and 1978.
One more time, please.
Yep. What 2-time Best Actress Academy Award winning first and middle name is the same as one of Henry VIII's wives? The actress won her Oscars in 1971 and 1978.
Yeah, Pate, I got meows, dude.
Well, then lock it.
You said first and Chris.
All
You
right.
said first and middle name.
It's first and last name, dude.
Yep. No, first and middle name.
What do you think the
middle
last name is? It's their maiden name would be first and last name.
Nope. This is the first and middle name, Jonathan.
First and middle name.
Okay.
All right.
Then
So you guys are locked in or no?
yeah, hold on. Let's get clarification on this. It's the name the person goes by.
No, it's the first and middle name. I want the first, middle, and last name, but it's their first and middle name, Jonathan.
You want us to answer a first, middle, and last name?
Yes.
All right, then no, we're not locked in because this is confusing to me. Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna unlock.
Okay.
I'm sending you a list, Pate.
All right. 60 seconds, everybody.
I think we're gonna lock in.
Okay.
Pate, I agree. Jane Seymour is the only actress on there, but Jane Seymour is the name of the queen. I don't know of a Jane Seymour anybody. I don't know a last name to add to that. That's my problem is if we're naming, because Catherine of Aragon, I don't know, Aragon's not her last name. It's where she's from, and I don't know a middle name. But Catherine Aragon, anything. Anne Boleyn somebody. Anne of Cleves, that's not a last name. Catherine Parr. It could be Catherine Parr Hepburn, but is that the right time frame for Catherine Hepburn?
Well, yeah, I mean, she was definitely,
Jane Seymour's later.
She is later, but I mean, Catherine Parr Hepburn would be, I guess, our only.
I thought Catherine Hepburn was before that, but I'm fine with that.
Well, she was, but I mean, she could have, well, I guess she didn't. When did she start? Yeah, I guess she is before that.
I mean, I thought she was well before that. Like, she was
60s. Like
Audrey Hepburn was doing Roman Holiday in the 50s, and Catherine was the older of the two, I thought. But I don't have a better answer.
Yeah, I mean, I got zero answer.
All right, well, let's say Catherine Parr Hepburn then.
Okay. And Doug and Kate?
Well, we went through. Well, originally I was on the same wavelength as Jonathan with Jane Seymour, and then I was like, wait, middle name? That's her last name. So I backed off on that, and knowing Henry VIII's wives, it has to either be a Catherine, an Anne, or a Jane. Those are the only three options. So we just locked in with Catherine Hepburn. I didn't realize that we had to include a middle name. The actress to me was just known as Catherine Hepburn. So that's what we locked in with, was Catherine Hepburn.
Okay. The answer is Jane Seymour Fonda.
Oh,
Jane Fonda's middle name is Seymour.
That question had so many parts that were tricky. It was really, really interesting. It's not bad. As hard to it's just, God, that thing moved in a lot of directions.
I didn't think of Jane Fonda as a 2-time Best Actress winner.
Yeah, she won in Clute in 71, and then I can't remember. I think it's An Ordinary World in 79, I think is what it was, but I can't remember the second one. But okay, so the final question in the Tara Whittle round is in science.
Science.
And your question is, used to treat many conditions such as anxiety, seizures, muscle spasms, insomnia, and restless leg syndrome, what pharmaceutical was launched in 1963 and became the first to achieve $1 billion in sales?
So you're looking for like the specific name?
Yes, of the specific name of the pharmaceutical.
Was anxiety the first one on that list?
Yep. Anxiety, seizures, muscle spasms, insomnia, and restless leg syndrome. All right, everybody, about 30 seconds.
All right, we're locked in.
So, Kate and Doug, I need you guys to circle in on an answer, please.
We've listed a lot of random drugs. I don't really have any idea in terms of, I think of some for each individual. $1 billion is a lot of money. 1963. We could go something basic like ibuprofen, something more specific like a ketamine. I don't really care. I don't have any good guess at this point.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Like I would think if it's that popular of a drug, it would have to be a more household name. So I mean, is aspirin the name of the drug, or is that like a generic name or like
That's
a brand
generic name? So it'd be like Tylenol.
Okay. So it'd be like acetaminophen or ibuprofen or.
Yeah. Right.
But of all of our guesses, we didn't know the answer. Ibuprofen was our first guess. Do you just want to?
Okay, let's just go with that.
Just lock it in for the sake of not getting anywhere.
All right. And Peyton Jonathan.
We focused more on thinking that this was going to be one of the ones that is used primarily for anxiety, and just had those other ones, other benefits as, and that also helps with this and this and this. And so we whittled it down, and by whittled it down, I mean we came up with 2 answers of Xanax and Zoloft, and out of the 2, we thought Xanax was a more popular brand, so we went with Xanax.
Okay. And the answer is Valium. Valium.
That's the name that I knew was out there and I couldn't come up with. And I'm so.
I mean, I consider Valium those are more like knockout drugs to me. Of course, I guess if you get knocked out, your leg quits moving.
That's amazing.
All right. Well, going into the gauntlet, Doug and Kate still have the lead with 120, with Jonathan and Pate very close behind with 100. And your gauntlet category is a long, cold winter.
Chris, who wrote the gauntlet questions?
I did.
Okay.
Actually, there's one. I take that back. I did, and then Scott Barber helped me out with the other question, with one of the very first question.
All right, we're gonna lock in our wager.
Okay.
Our wager is locked in.
Okay, fantastic. And your first question in the gauntlet of a long, cold winter, your first question, I want to say thank you to Scott Barber for helping write this. So thank you, Scott. So, and the question is, the video for Counting Crows' 1996 song, A Long December, features what Friends actress who also reportedly dated the band's lead singer, Adam Durst, for a period of time in 1997?
We're locked in.
Okay.
All right, our answer's locked in.
Okay. Your second question in a long, cold winter gauntlet is, what 2-word phrase did George Orwell coin in his 1945 essay, You and the Atomic Bomb?
Yeah, we're thinking the same thing, Pate. Let's lock that in.
I like yours, Doug.
You like mine?
I think that would be just right time-wise for your answer.
Okay. We're locked in.
Okay, we're locked in.
All right, very good. And your final question in a long, cold winter gauntlet is the 1966 Tony Award-winning play, A Lion in Winter by James Goldman, tells the story of what English king and his family during Christmas in 1183 AD. I'm not sure why I put the AD on there, but...
Do you need the regnal number, or would a nickname be sufficient? Like a first name and a nickname?
As long as it's clear on who you're talking about, that's all that matters to me.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Shoot. Sorry. I'm texting my girlfriend these things that I'm trying to send to you.
What does MJ think? Are you right?
Her answer of orange, which I thought Pate was saying William of Orange, I was thinking, no, that can't be right. I've got too much going on. All right, we're going to lock in.
Okay.
We'll lock with that.
So here we go. Your first question was in the gauntlet, and the gauntlet again is A Long Cold Winter. The video for Counting Crows' 1996 song, A Long December, featured what Friends actress who also reportedly dated the band's lead singer, Adam Durst, for a brief period of time in 1997? And Pate and Jonathan, we're going to start with you first, sirs.
Yeah, so obviously it's 3 choices, Kudrow, Cox, or Aniston. I think Cox was married to David Arquette at the time, so I pushed us away from that. And I have some vague recollection of Jennifer Aniston having a relationship with Adam Duritz, so we said Jennifer Aniston.
All right. And Doug and Kate?
We went the other way. I felt like Courtney Cox and David Arquette met when they made the movie Scream, and I'm pretty certain they got married a little bit later, because I know in maybe season 5 or so of Friends is when they got married, and they put Courtney Cox Arquette, and then they did Jennifer Aniston Arquette and Lisa Kudrow Arquette kind of in the credits, sort of as a joke. So I think that was post 1997. So we went with Courtney Cox.
Okay. Second question in A Long Cold Winter was, what 2-word phrase did George Orwell coin in his 1945 essay, You and the Atomic Bomb? Doug and Kate, you're first.
I just she threw out nuclear winter, and I immediately just said Cold War back, and we thought Cold War sounded good, and in relation to nuclear warfare, so to speak. So we went with that.
Okay, and Peyton, Jonathan.
I sent nuclear warfare ? Jonathan sent nuclear warfare ? And so we locked in with nuclear warfare.
Okay. And the final question, the 1966 Tony Award winning play, A Lion in Winter by James Goldman, tells the story of what English king and his family during Christmas 1183 AD? And Jonathan and Pate.
Yes. So I was sending messages and I was like, it's Richard the First or Richard the Third. It's the Lion-Hearted. And then I asked Chris if he needed the regnal number or the nickname. And he said, as long as he knew who we were talking about, it would be okay. And the message I got back was Orange. And I'm like, well, no, not William of Orange. It's way too early for Orange. And then I get another message after I send it back, and it says wrong person. And I'm like, yeah, are you saying Richard's the wrong person, or are you saying Orange is the wrong person? And no, it turned out that I was sending my messages to Marcelli instead of Pate. So wrong person was the person getting the texts. Once we got all that cleared up, we locked in with Richard the Lion-Hearted.
Okay. And Kate and Doug.
All you, Kate.
We got there to the same answer, different way. I mentioned that I had seen this play in high school, which is a long time ago now, but the era of 1183 made me think of the Crusades and then sort of Robin Hood era, which sends me to Richard the Lion-Hearted.
Okay. So here we go with the answers. So the Friends actress that was in the video for A Long December was Courtney Cox.
God bless.
Courtney Cox got married to David Arquette in 1999. The two-word phrase coined by George Orwell, Cold War. And finally, the English king and his family during Christmas of 1183 AD was father of Richard the Lionheart, Henry II. Henry II.
Hey, we were perfect, Jonathan.
Hey, this is truly one of my worst games in show history.
Hey. You know what? I'm able to sit here and record with you.
That's true. That's very true. This is a good day.
Buddy, let me tell you. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. This is the most fun I've had in a while.
There we go, right there. Awesome. I love it. That's right, a good bit of perspective. But you know what? We might still win. It's possible.
Both teams got it wrong.
Oh, yeah, they did miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did. Now it comes down to wagers.
You know what? I think that it would make sense to have me and Pate say our wager first. We figured that their most logical bet would be 19, which would put them at 139 if they got it right. So we bet 40, so that if we got it right, we would have 140. So our wager is 40, and we will finish with 60 points. So that means, all right, Kate and Doug, if you wagered 60, it would be a tie. If you wagered anything more than 60, Pate and Jonathan would be the winners.
Well, we did talk about the potential of trying to lock out. We talked about the second half was a little harder, so we decided we'd go with a safe bet of 19.
There it is.
19. All right.
With a final score of 139-60, your winners are Kate Hagerman and Doug Putt.
Actually,
Crazy
101
legs,
to
Doug
60.
Putt.
101 to 60, Jonathan. 101 to 60.
You know what?
They have
Same
120
difference.
minus 19.
I'm giving them 19 points out of my generosity of my heart. Either way, Peyton and I lost.
Well done.
All right. Good game,
job,
y'all.
guys.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Good game. All right, before we go, we'd like to give everybody a chance to do shout-outs and promote causes that they care about. Doug and Kate, you're the winners. So, Doug, we'll start with you.
All right. Well, first of all, just shouting out my buddy Bobby Henneberg. He's another listener, one of my best friends.
Hey, Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby.
Second, if you're ever in Knoxville, there's a really good restaurant down there called Kelly's Kitchen on Kingston Pike. That's a really good spot. It's my father-in-law's sandwich shop. It's really good food there. And then lastly, something important to me is just check on your friends, check in, see how they're doing, know what's going on. I've lost people in my life, so I just like to say, check on your friends.
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely. Chris, I don't know if you noticed, does Doug resemble Carl Urban to you?
Yes, he does, as a matter of fact. Yes. His face is a little rounder. Carl has a very long
Carl's face changes from year to year, depending on the movie.
That's true. But yes, I completely agree with you. I was wondering that, and you're right.
Doug, you could be a movie star, my man.
Hey, thanks. I've never gotten that before, truly.
And you have great legs. So there you go.
If you shaved, you would be the spitting image of Carl Urban as Dr. McCoy.
I just looked up Carl Urban. I didn't know who
Don't
he was,
look at the Lord of the Rings picture. That's not what you look like.
Hey, that's a good looking dude.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Look up Carl Urban, Dr. McCoy. That's the one that I think you look the most like if you shaved. All right. Okay. While he's doing that, Kate, over to you.
Well, my typical shout out is shout out to all teachers out there, but I've done that a bunch. So as I was trying to think of what to say, my son said, please, please, please plug my YouTube channel.
Ooh.
So I think I will do that. My son, Evan, posts videos daily. He has a great time doing it. So if you think you are the kind of person who would find middle school humor entertaining, then check out Mr. Moist 63 on YouTube. Like and to subscribe to his YouTube channel. He is honestly pretty hilarious.
Mr. Moist. Wow.
Right.
63. That's MR period Moist 63.
Wow.
We did laugh at Chris rubbing his cheeks for about 2 minutes there, so
yeah. It's probably right on your level then.
There it is. All right, Pate, we're going to round it out with you.
I'd like to shout out my girlfriend Melissa, who's a listener, and my brother
Hi,
Nicholas,
Melissa. Hi, brother.
Nicholas. He's a listener. I would also like to shout out. I spent 77 days in the hospital, and I never spent a day alone. Friends, family, stay with me every day.
Wow,
that makes a big difference when you're stuck in a bed, not moving very much. Those people really pulled through for me. And what I would like to encourage everybody to do, which in hindsight I wish I had done, listen to your body, get a heart check, get a good baseline. I'm 44 years old, and I basically have a heart right now. That could have easily been prevented if I had just done what I just told y'all to do. Go get the baseline check and, make sure there's nothing wrong, because it's a lot easier to take a stress test than to endure the surgeries that I've been through and probably will have to continue to go through.
Hell yeah. You know what? I went and had a scan done by a cardiologist for that very reason earlier this year, as a matter of fact. And everything looks good and wonderful, and it was easy and had a good conversation. And just like you said, I have a baseline now. So a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, whenever I get a scan again, if something is changing, if they'll know about it and we'll be able to do something. So that's really great advice.
And Pate, just so glad to see you, brother, man. Just so glad to see you.
It's good to see your face too, buddy.
Not much of one, but it's there for you.
All right. Well, that is going to wrap us up. So for Pate, for Kate, for Doug, and for Chris, I'm Jonathan, and this has been episode number 352 of Trivial Warfare, where it's not just trivia, it's war. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Trivial Warfare. Be sure to check out the revamped TrivialWarfare.com as your one-stop shop to submit questions, join the community, and get access to over 150 archived episodes. Warm It Up was written and performed by Matthew Stevens. This episode was edited and produced by me, Joel Sharpton. For help with your podcast, visit ProPodcastingServices.com.